In the past 3 years, we've witnessed an unprecedented development, the formation of the largest car price bubble in history. But now, hold on to your seats, because experts are warning us that we're about to experience the biggest car price crash of our lifetime. This impending crash is set to shake the auto market as a flood of supply hits at a time when consumer demand is rapidly cooling off. The days of elevated prices are coming to an end, and it's true for both new and used cars. The collapse has already begun, and today we're bringing you some shocking revelations. We've compiled data on models that have already faced massive price declines in 2023, and the forecasts are brutally honest. Imagine a financial bubble of monumental proportions, rapidly expanding with each passing day, driven by a convergence of extraordinary circumstances. This enormous bubble, which first surfaced amidst the backdrop of the pandemic, can be attributed to a combination of changing consumer preferences in transportation and a crippling scarcity of automobiles. The intriguing question that arises is, how did this bubble inflate to such staggering proportions? And what are the factors that suggest its imminent and explosive demise? The pandemic, with its far-reaching consequences, has been a catalyst for significant shifts in people's transportation choices. As individuals grew wary of public transportation due to health concerns and sought alternative modes of travel, the demand for private vehicles skyrocketed. This sudden surge in demand created a ripple effect throughout the automotive industry, causing prices to soar to unprecedented levels. However, the issue of supply has been the primary driver behind the astronomical escalation of car prices. A perfect storm of factors has led to a severe constraint in the production and availability of vehicles. The global shortage of semiconductors, essential components used in modern cars, has significantly hampered production lines. Furthermore, disruptions in the global supply chain caused by factory shutdowns, logistical challenges, and labor shortages have further exacerbated the scarcity. As a result, dealerships and sellers have found themselves in a uniquely advantageous position. With limited inventory and an insatiable demand, they have been able to command exorbitant prices for both new and used cars. This frenzy has led to inflated market values, reminiscent of the housing bubble of the early 2000s. However, economists and industry experts warn that this unsustainable situation is a ticking time bomb ready to detonate. There are several indicators that suggest the imminent burst of the car price bubble. First, the semiconductor shortage, while slowly improving, is expected to persist for the foreseeable future, keeping production levels below normal capacity. Second, as the world gradually recovers from the pandemic, people may resume their pre-pandemic transportation habits, leading to a decline in the overwhelming demand for cars. Third, as prices continue to skyrocket, consumers are likely to reach a breaking point, unable or unwilling to pay the exorbitant premiums. When this bubble ultimately bursts, the consequences could be severe. Car prices are expected to plummet, leaving those who purchased vehicles at inflated prices with significant losses. Moreover, the ripple effects will be felt throughout the automotive industry, impacting manufacturers, dealerships, and the broader economy. Also, the landscape of market conditions takes us on a captivating exploration, unveiling the intricate dance between various factors. With the emergence of rising interest rates and a surge in car production, the stage is set for a tumultuous downturn. In this ever-changing scenario, the previously stable prices of automobiles are now experiencing a swift and drastic decline, throwing car dealers into a frenzy as they search desperately for solutions. The first element influencing this turbulent situation is the upward trajectory of interest rates. As rates begin to climb, borrowing becomes more expensive, discouraging potential car buyers from making purchases. This sudden shift in affordability places considerable strain on the automotive industry, resulting in a dwindling demand for vehicles. Consequently, dealerships find themselves grappling with an oversupply of cars and a dwindling customer base. Adding fuel to the fire is the relentless acceleration of car production. Manufacturers, driven by optimism and a desire to capitalize on the thriving market, have ramped up their production lines. However, the unforeseen conjunction of surging supply and dwindling demand gives rise to a surplus of inventory. The once lucrative profits that seemed within reach are now slipping through the fingers of car dealers. In this challenging environment, car dealers are forced to navigate uncharted territory. They must adopt innovative strategies to entice buyers, such as offering competitive pricing, attractive financing options, and exceptional customer service. Some may even resort to diversifying their offerings or exploring alternative markets to mitigate the impact of this market downturn. As we witness the unfolding of these market conditions, it becomes evident that the confluence of rising interest rates and accelerating car production has set the stage for a rapid and significant decline in prices. The resilience and adaptability of car dealers in the face of these challenges will determine their survival in this increasingly competitive and volatile marketplace. In the first month of 2022, wholesale prices for used cars experienced an unprecedented surge, skyrocketing by a staggering 88%. This surge took the market by storm, leaving onlookers astounded and industry experts scratching their heads in disbelief. However, as with any volatile market, the decline was inevitable. Just when it seemed like the prices would continue their upward trajectory indefinitely, a sudden shift occurred. The average selling price of used cars dropped by 1.5% compared to the previous month, leaving many wondering if the inflated prices were unsustainable. While the story of used car prices took center stage, the realm of new car prices had its own captivating narrative to tell. Historically, high figures dominated the scene, creating a sense of anticipation for an impending correction. However, the rate of growth in new car prices was surprisingly sluggish, defying expectations and keeping the industry on its toes. The journey from skyrocketing surges to subsequent declines in the automotive market serves as a powerful reminder of the ever-changing nature of economics. It highlights the unpredictability that accompanies such fluctuations, leaving both consumers and industry insiders captivated by the twists and turns of the market's relentless roller coaster ride. Consumers find themselves trapped in a dangerous cycle of debt as they navigate the perilous landscape of exorbitant loans and underwater buyers. The scarcity of new car inventory has left them with limited options, forcing many to resort to taking out outrageously high loans for used vehicles. In a shocking turn of events, the average price of a used car has surpassed that of a brand new one, exacerbating the already deepening financial chasm. The consequences are dire, as rising interest rates and a decline in discretionary spending loom on the horizon, paving the way for an unavoidable crash. The scarcity of new cars has created a seller's market, giving lenders the upper hand and emboldening them to impose exorbitant interest rates on borrowers. Desperate consumers, unwilling to forego their transportation needs, succumb to these predatory loans, unaware of the grave consequences that await them. With each payment made, they sink deeper into the treacherous waters of debt, finding themselves in a vulnerable position. Compounding the issue is the unexpected revelation that used cars now carry a higher price tag than their brand new counterparts. This unsettling development has widened the financial gap, leaving borrowers in a state of shock and disbelief. Their hopes of finding a more affordable alternative have been dashed, pushing them further towards the precipice of financial ruin. As if the current predicament weren't daunting enough, the economy's trajectory presents additional threats. Rising interest rates tighten the noose around borrowers' finances, making it increasingly difficult to keep up with loan repayments. Simultaneously, a decline in discretionary spending leaves consumers with less disposable income, further straining their ability to meet their financial obligations. In the midst of a precarious situation, lenders find themselves navigating a treacherous path, weighed down by limited options. With consumers grappling with the inability to secure loans and dealers struggling to sell cars, a dark cloud of repossessions looms on the horizon, casting a shadow over the industry. Faced with such dire circumstances, some lenders have resorted to a desperate measure, waiving the open auto stipulation clause. This risky strategy entails accepting lending on new car purchases, even when consumers already have existing loans. However, the question remains, what will be the true cost of this high-stakes gamble? As we delve into the annals of time, we are confronted with an eerie sense of déjà vu. The imminent wave of repossessions hauntingly mirrors the auto loan downturn experienced in both the 1920s and the early 2010s. These historical parallels serve as poignant reminders of the disastrous consequences that befell the auto industry and the overall economy during those periods. In both eras, a surge in easy credit led to a subsequent inability to repay loans, triggering a domino effect of financial turmoil. Now, the pressing question arises: will we learn from the past, or are we doomed to repeat the mistakes that history has already unveiled? The current predicament faced by lenders and consumers alike carries striking similarities to the past crises. The availability of credit has surged in recent years, enticing consumers with the allure of financing options. However, this accessibility has inadvertently led to a rise in loans that many individuals are struggling to repay. The consequences of this imbalance have far-reaching implications, not only for borrowers, but also for lenders and the economy as a whole. Lenders, caught in the throes of this crisis, have found themselves at a crossroads. Traditional lending practices and stringent loan requirements have proven insufficient in the face of widespread financial strain. As a result, some lenders have chosen to bypass the conventional wisdom of avoiding lending on new car purchases for consumers with existing loans. By doing so, they hope to stimulate car sales and avert the impending wave of repossessions that could further destabilize an already fragile market. While this risky strategy may offer temporary relief, it comes with considerable long-term risks. By extending credit to consumers already burdened with existing loans, lenders are treading on thin ice. The potential for default and delinquency increases, casting doubts on the sustainability of such lending practices. Furthermore, the consequences of a potential cascade of defaults could reverberate throughout the economy, echoing the hardships witnessed in the past. Used car dealerships across the nation are grappling with an unprecedented struggle for survival, pushing them to the breaking point. The industry is currently experiencing a perfect storm as the value of used cars plummets, leaving dealerships in a dire situation. In this bleak landscape, many find themselves trapped, with their inventory worth significantly less than what they originally paid. The storm clouds began to gather when a sharp decline in used car prices swept through the market. This sudden shift caught dealerships off guard, as they had relied on the steady appreciation of used cars for years. The once reliable trade-in offers have dwindled to mere crumbs, leaving dealerships scrambling to navigate treacherous waters and avoid sinking deeper into financial distress. The struggle is amplified by the fact that dealerships have a vast inventory of cars that they need to move quickly to recoup their losses. However, with the value of these cars plummeting, finding buyers willing to pay a fair price has become an uphill battle. Desperation sets in as dealerships resort to aggressive sales tactics and steep discounts, hoping to attract customers and alleviate their mounting inventory woes. Moreover, the uncertainty surrounding this downturn has left dealerships on edge, unsure of when or if the market will stabilize. They are left grappling with an unsettling question: where is the bottom of this bubble? Without a clear answer, dealerships face a grim reality of sinking deeper into financial trouble, potentially leading to closures and job losses. In an attempt to weather this storm, dealerships are exploring alternative strategies to stay afloat. Some are diversifying their offerings by expanding into new markets, such as electric vehicles or online car sales. Others are tightening their belts, cutting costs wherever possible, and reevaluating their business models to adapt to the changing landscape. However, these measures can only provide temporary relief in the face of a sustained downturn. As we gaze into the future, industry experts paint a bleak picture, projecting further declines in the automotive market. In the year 2023, the crystal ball reveals a staggering drop of 20 to 25% in used car prices, while new car prices are anticipated to experience a decline of 5 to 10%. This forecast is underpinned by a combination of factors, including weakening domestic demand, escalating borrowing costs, and a deteriorating auto loan market, all of which contribute to a downward spiral in the industry. One of the key drivers of this anticipated decline is the weakening domestic demand for cars. Consumer preferences are shifting as people increasingly prioritize alternative modes of transportation or opt for ride-sharing services. This changing mindset dampens the demand for both new and used vehicles, leading to a surplus in the market and consequently driving down prices. Additionally, rising borrowing costs exert significant pressure on potential car buyers. As interest rates climb, obtaining loans becomes more expensive, deterring individuals from making big-ticket purchases such as automobiles. The burden of higher borrowing costs not only limits consumers' purchasing power, but also exacerbates the challenges faced by the auto industry in stimulating demand. Furthermore, the auto loan market is displaying signs of deterioration, exacerbating the downward trend. Lenders are becoming more cautious due to concerns about rising delinquency rates and defaults on car loans. This cautious approach results in stricter lending criteria, making it harder for consumers to secure auto loans. Consequently, the reduced availability of credit further depresses the demand for cars, negatively impacting both new and used car prices. In light of these factors, the future of the automotive market seems uncertain and worrisome. The projected declines in used car prices by 20 to 25% and new car prices by 5 to 10% in 2023 paint a picture of a struggling industry. However, it is important to note that these predictions are subject to various external factors and market dynamics, and there is always the possibility of unforeseen events or policy changes that could alter the trajectory. As the industry braces itself for further declines, stakeholders in the automotive market, including manufacturers, dealers, and lenders, must remain vigilant and adaptable. Exploring innovative strategies, such as incentivizing electric vehicle adoption or implementing flexible financing options, may help mitigate the adverse effects of these downward trends. Only by staying ahead of the curve and embracing change can the industry navigate the uncertain terrain and strive for a brighter future. In these turbulent times, uncertainty looms large, casting a shadow over the road ahead. It is during such moments that caution becomes a valuable companion, guiding us towards safer choices. As experts closely analyze the current state of the automobile market, they advise potential car buyers to exercise patience and refrain from making impulsive purchases. Instead, they suggest waiting for the storm to pass before venturing into the realm of car ownership. The automotive industry has been facing a significant downturn, with prices plummeting and instability becoming the new norm. Under such circumstances, making a hasty decision in acquiring a vehicle could lead to dire consequences. As prospective buyers grapple with financial concerns and wavering consumer sentiment, it is crucial to evaluate the long-term implications of their choices. For those fortunate enough to possess an additional vehicle, the present circumstances present a unique opportunity. Selling their spare car now could prove advantageous, while prices still retain a semblance of stability. By capitalizing on the current market conditions, individuals can potentially mitigate their exposure to the crisis and secure a better financial standing. However, it is essential to approach the selling process with prudence and diligence. Conducting thorough research on current market trends, including supply and demand dynamics, can help sellers determine the optimal time to list their vehicle for sale. Moreover, leveraging online platforms and engaging with reputable dealerships can ensure a smoother selling experience and increase the likelihood of obtaining a fair price. Amidst the crisis, both buyers and sellers must exercise caution and remain informed. Staying updated on industry news, economic indicators, and policy changes will provide valuable insights into the evolving landscape of the automobile market. Furthermore, seeking advice from industry professionals can equip individuals with the necessary knowledge to navigate the challenging terrain ahead. As we bring our captivating journey to a close, the impending crash of used car prices looms ever closer. With each sign examined, we find ourselves on the precipice of a crisis that could reshape the automotive landscape. The warnings from influential figures like Elon Musk and Cathie Wood only amplify the magnitude of this potentially historic financial catastrophe. So, dear reader, we turn to you. What are your thoughts on this unfolding tale? Will you proceed with caution or buckle up for the tumultuous ride? The choice is yours as the dramatic narrative of the used car price crash in 2023 unfolds.